Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I got a crazy current events video for you guys, and this one is a really crazy story. I haven't done one in a few weeks, but if you're unfamiliar with this series, basically what I do is I react to like a really ridiculous story and talk about it while I have video game gameplay in the background. But anyways, this happened a few weeks ago, and I wanted to make sure that I got this story all correct, make sure that nothing else came out and updates in the story. But I'll tell you guys something. This is the most ridiculous scam that I think I have ever heard about in my life. I've heard about a lot of ridiculous, stupid, dumb scams, but this probably takes the cake as being the most ridiculous scam of all time. Now, basically, this guy created a fake country called the United States of Kalacia, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and he scammed the city of Newark into signing a sister city program with his fake country, and the government in Newark did not even bother to check it. But apparently this is not the first city that has gotten scammed by this guy, and this guy is a fugitive in his own country, which we're going to talk about in this story. And I'm going to link also this article down below if you guys want to check it out. If I pronounce anything wrong, feel free to correct me. I apologize for that. But anyways, I'll link the article. On January 12th, Newark Mayor Ras Baraka appeared before cameras in City Hall for a signing ceremony to establish a new sister city, in front of a banner extending a special welcome to the sovereign state of Shirakalacia. He said he hoped a cultural exchange between Newark and Shirakalacia would help to understand cultural, social, and political development and improve the lives of everybody in both places. The only problem is that Shirakalacia isn't a place at all. It's neither a city nor a country, but the name of a great cosmic borderless nation for a group known as Kalacia. They follow the Hindu Swami Nityananda, who claims to be the living embodiment of Shiva. That is a Hindu god, I believe. Now, about this guy, I did a little bit of research about this guy. This guy is some kind of cult leader and also massive fraud and scammer. He fled India, which there's actually an arrest warrant out for him, and it's actually unknown exactly where the guy is right now. Over the past 2 decades, he has amassed thousands of followers and claimed to have extended campuses in 150 countries, whose adherents practice meditation, yoga, and a form of Hinduism centered around their leader's miraculous powers, which include his claims that he has delayed the sunrise and can teach cattle to speak Tamil. As Newark residents have pointed out, none of this is that hard to find. In November, a former Kalacia member even appeared on Dr. Phil, describing the group as a cult that required members to recruit people into $1,000 programs. 6 days after Baraka signed the symbolic agreement, Newark dissolved the sister city partnership, describing it as groundless and void. The rupture went unnoticed until March, when the blog Tap Into Newark published a story in the embarrassment. Fox News and The Daily Show soon ran segments on the ordeal, and Newark took the hit for falling for the plan. Oh my god. So where do I start with this? The thing about this is, so for people that are that don't know what a sister city program is, I don't understand it fully. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. Basically, what a sister city program is 2 cities from different countries sign an agreement to have a partnership and exchange goods and other valuables between those cities, kind of like a trade thing, and kind of like a friendship treaty in a way. That's as far as I understand it for sister cities. And so sister cities exchange money and goods a lot of times, and that's probably what this guy was trying to get from Newark. Is he was trying to scam Newark. Newark did not, as far as I've read here for these articles, has not sent this guy any kind of money, so they did stop it at the last moment, but they got tricked. And the thing about this is, I don't understand, how hard is it to do a simple Google search? Like, you cannot, can you not even type this guy's name into Google and you'll instantly see that he's some kind of scammer cult member? And if you even type in the country in Google, you'll see that it's a fake country. This is not hard to do at all. So the government of Newark messed up really badly. You can't even just simply look this up. But also, here's what I'll say about this. If they messed up this badly on this, they didn't even check whether this was a real country or not. Do you know what I know they definitely wouldn't have checked? They definitely wouldn't have checked what kind of government this is. Think about it. If they didn't check what kind of country it is, they definitely wouldn't have checked what kind of government it is, because for all they know, if this was a real country, this could be like a brutal dictatorship. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if like Newark would have signed an agreement with like Turkmenistan, which Turkmenistan is actually the second most unfree country in the world, one of the worst dictatorships in the world that many people haven't heard of. It's actually the second most unfree country in the world behind North Korea, and then Eritrea, which is probably the worst dictatorship in Africa right now. So, and Turkmenistan is in Central Asia. So I wouldn't be surprised if a city like Newark signed a sister city agreement with like one of those horrible governments, because they didn't even bother to do their research. And here, the United States of America signs bilateral agreement with the United States of Malaysia. The United States of America recognized as the United States of Malaysia and signed bilateral agreement on January 11, 2023. Oh my God. But New Jersey's largest city is far from alone. For close to 20 years, Malaysia has been scamming local, state, and national governments into signing sister city programs and other unofficial proclamations. Like I said, this is all on Google. You could look this up. The city in Newark just wanted to sign an agreement. They didn't do their research. The past 2 years have been particularly active, including a letter of support from Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for Malaysia's Hindu Heritage Month celebration, a celebration of special recognition from California Representative Norma Torres and a Malaysia SPH Nif Yen Anda Day in Richmond, Virginia. So even the Prime Minister of Canada did not even check whether this was a real country at all. Everyone just agreed, let's recognize this country, let's, sign agreements with this country. Only problem is the country is not real. How can the leader of a country fall for this? It's anything a mayor, a dumb mayor, but the leader of a country can fall for something like this? Do you not do your research? My God. Earlier this month, its representatives spoke at 2 meetings at a United Nations conference in Geneva, though the gatherings were open to the public and the UN said it would ignore their comments. Even after the city's sister city program was exposed in the US, it continued elsewhere. On March 14, the group signed a cultural agreement with Freetown, the capital and largest city of Sierra Leone. Malaysia and its representatives have not deceived anyone, nor are we fake, a spokesperson said in a video as their sister city gained attention. Let me play you guys right now the clip from the United Nations. So this guy sent this woman here. I don't know if the article is going to have the woman's name, but this woman is actually the same woman who appeared when she signed the agreement with the mayor of Newark, and also when she appeared at the United Nations. Check this out.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chairperson. This question is about the rights of indigenous people and sustainable development. I'm here representing the United States of Kailasa. I'm the permanent ambassador, Vijayapriya Nityananda. So, Kailasa is the first sovereign state for Hindus, which is established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nityananda Paramashivam, and who is reviving the enlightened Hindu civilization and its 10,000 indigenous traditions of Hinduism, including the Adi Shaivite indigenous agricultural tribes, for which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the leader as well. And Kailasa has been implementing the ancient Hindu policies and indigenous solutions that are in alignment with the time-tested Hindu principles, because of which Kailasa has been very successful with sustainable development. For example, in Kailasa, the basic necessities of livelihood, which are food, shelter, clothing, education, medical care, they are all offered for free to all citizens, and including to communities in 150 countries where Kailasa has established de jure spiritual embassies, as well as multiple agencies and NGOs. So now the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa have gone through intense persecution and human rights violation for reviving the indigenous traditions and lifestyle of Hinduism. And he was even banned from preaching and exiled from his birth country. So my question is, what measures can be implemented at the national and international levels to stop the persecution of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, or the 2 billion Hindu diaspora, and Kailasa, and allow the time-tested principles and solutions and policies of Hinduism to be heard on international platforms, which would greatly help with sustainable development and achieving the 17 sustainable goals by 2030. Thank you.
At this point, close to 30 US cities have signed some sort of acknowledgement of Croatia. How stupid are these governments? It's a simple Google search. The plan, in a basic sense, relies on the fact that most cities and governments entitlees are pretty liberal in handing out proclamations, and Croatia happily promotes its victories on social media. In 2021, the mayor of Fall River, Massachusetts, signed a proclamation establishing Croatia Day. Oh my god. With the text of the letter written largely by the group itself. More often than not, requests are accommodated, said Elaine Pevide, a spokesperson for the mayor's office. We probably do 1 to 2 dozen a month. Well, maybe you should check next time what kind of country you're dealing with. Maybe you should even check if it's a real country in the first place. Pevide explained that the list of prior signatures, as well as the Trudeau letter, helped make the group seem legitimate. Okay, look, here's what I'll tell you something. This is not an excuse. Just because a bunch of other people sign on to something and agree on something, you can't say, oh, well, the Prime Minister of Canada and those cities, they signed on to it, so how are we supposed to know that it was fake? That's why you do your own research. It doesn't matter whether other people agreed to something. You always do your own research and you check something. Just because, basically what you're saying is these people got fooled, and so therefore I believe them, so that's why I got fooled. No, you do your own research and you check whether the place is a real place in the first place. Just because the Prime Minister of Canada and a bunch of other cities signed on with this place doesn't mean you don't do your own research on it. It was only when Croatia followed up to request a sister city program that Falls River shut it down. Well, finally, it was at the point when they were going to be sent money. At that point, they finally realized, hey, maybe we should look into this. We should probably not be getting a sister city request from a place we have no relationship with. Pevide said, noting that the program is usually reserved for cities that share some sort of cultural tie. I think the words virtual city were a red flag as well, she added, as Croatia's sister city attempts gained attention this month. Falls River mayor said it was my fault for not being more vigilant. Yeah, it is your fault. You're really messed up. And here we got a picture of the scammer Nifya Nanda. This was in Bangalore in 2012. So he has fled India, and it's unknown exactly where he is right now. The experience of Fall River suggests that the letters are meant to build a more legitimate reputation for Croatia, which has taken significant blows in recent years thanks to the alleged behavior of its leader. In 2010, a follower living in Michigan said Nifya Nanda raped her on multiple occasions over a 5-year period during which they traveled between the United States and India. So this is a really bad guy. Not just a scammer, but he's a really, really bad guy. He's a violent criminal. More women came forward alleging sexual abuse, and in 2013, a purported non-disclosure agreement leaked, barring Signes from discussing the learning and practice of ancient tantric secrets associated with male and female ecstasy. In 2018, the allegation filed by the Michigan woman resulted in a rape charge in Indian court. The next year, Indian police said he fled the country in an investigation into an alleged kidnapping at one of his ashrams, where 9 to 10-year-olds were reportedly forced to work. So yeah, like I said, this guy is a really, really bad guy. And yet these places are not doing their research. He's going to all these cities. They're signing agreements with him. He even tricked the Prime Minister of Canada, and none of these people are checking out who this guy is. Yananda has denied all wrongdoing, saying that in 2019 that no stupid court can prosecute me for revealing the truth. The same year he fled India, reports suggested Croatia purchased an island off the coast of Ecuador to better establish a nation, but the group now denies that claim, and his current whereabouts are unknown. Journalists who have covered the story believe he may be holed up in a country friendly to Hindu practices like Nepal. While on the lam, Nifya Nanda continues to preach online as his followers build out a network of non-profits within the U.S. and discuss how to build a central bank. Yeah, that's definitely a scam. The group appears determined to grow despite the legal threats facing its leader, though the number of actual followers remains unclear. In a Wednesday live stream in which Nifya Nanda told the audience how to realize their New Year's resolution, a little over 2,000 people were watching. I really hope that those 2,000 people weren't getting scammed. I really hope that they were just watching just to make fun of him. But this is why it's important. The moral lesson here is you do your own research. And when you're dealing with somebody and you're signing some kind of agreements with somebody, you check out who that person is and you check out what's going on exactly. You don't just agree to something because everyone else agreed to it. That's not an excuse. But my God, how stupid are these politicians? So many cities that sign on with this guy, even the Prime Minister of Canada, that all messed up. My God. Yeah, but hopefully this guy gets arrested. Hopefully he gets charged and prosecuted. Like I said, he's a really bad guy, and it's really unknown where he is. But like I said starting off this video, this is the most ridiculous scam that I have ever heard about in my life, because I've heard a lot of ridiculous scams. You know, I've even covered the GTA 6 scam on here before. If you're unknown what the GTA 6 scam was, it was an ad scam that appeared on YouTube in which they were telling you to go to a website and download some things, but not a lot of people fell for that. But this is even, you know, the dumbest, ridiculous scam that I've ever heard of. Creating a fake country, tricking prime ministers and mayors, and on top of that, literally going to the United Nations and trying to claim that you're a real country. Wow. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of this ridiculous story. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.